the centre-back, Matthijs De Ligt.
Fearless, determined, and rock solid at the back.
For me, he is a winner. He's a gentleman on the pitch and off the pitch.
A quiet family man with a big heart.
He was not only for himself, but he was also helping the team. And even when he was under 12, he was helping the players.
He stepped into a leadership role at a young age.
Especially as a defender, you have to speak, you have to give confidence and security to the team, stability to the team.
He's Matthijs De Ligt. The young Dutchman is truly a complete defender, laying the defensive foundation.
When you're building a house, you have the cement. He can be the cement of the team.
De Ligt's path wasn't a traditional one and hasn't always been easy. How did he become one of Europe's best centre-backs?
How I defend, how I help the team in defending, but also with the build-up. That's the most important thing for me. That's the player I would like to be.
Despite living in the football-obsessed Netherlands, De Ligt's sporting interests lay elsewhere when he was still a small child.
If you ask my first teacher on the lower school, if you teach her what did Matthijs liked to do, she would say yeah, he liked everything to do with everybody, but only one thing he didn't do was playing football with the boys. He was never playing football with the boys.
So how did the love story between De Ligt and football begin?
I was playing field hockey. I did one training, and the field hockey field and the football pitch were on the same area. And I was with a friend, and my friend went to play football, and I went to play field hockey. And at some point I thought okay, I want to play football to try it with my friend. And then I think I remember still the day of today, how much I liked it to play football, and since then the love for football grew a lot.
Growing up near Amsterdam, Ajax was special for De Ligt's family. At just 9, his love affair with football was going so well that Ajax scouts invited him for a trial at their famed academy. His time there wasn't just vital to his career, it shaped him personally.
I was always a really shy person normally, really down to earth but shy, really, just look how people are, and just in the beginning don't speak too much. And I think in the academy you learn to stand up for yourself, because there were a lot of guys in my team that were loud, and they were talking all the time, and I was definitely not like them. So you had to become like them to get respect, and that's what I did, and I think it's shaped me now to the player and the person I am.
Being the older brother to his twin siblings helped him mature on and off the pitch. This didn't go unnoticed by then youth coach Johnny Heitinga.
For me, because he was a youngster, he was already thinking about the game, and he was maybe already grow up. So he was playing like an adult, and he was always busy. His mentality, he was always busy to become a better player, on and off the pitch.
Just as De Ligt took his time to settle on football, he was also open to trying out new positions until he landed in defence.
With Ajax, we always try to put, especially in the youth, we not say you're going to be central defender or midfield player. We kind of work with him, central defender, midfield player, even maybe centre forward. And then we kind of look for what is the best place for him. And when he was playing midfield, he did okay. But when he going to be a centre half, then you could see, well, there's more than a centre half, and that was, when he get older and older, that's going to be his place.
At 16 years old, De Ligt joined the senior team. He even became Ajax's second youngest goalscorer. At 18, he was named Ajax's youngest captain. He's the first and only defender to win the Golden Boy Award.
I was obviously surprised to be named captain in a team with some experienced players like Huntelaar, like Blind, like Tadic. To be named captain is obviously a big honor, but not something that is normal, you know what I mean? Normally the most experienced guys get the captain band, but the coach saw in me something that he wants in a captain, and he made me captain, so I'm I was really grateful and happy.
At just 19, De Ligt became the youngest ever captain in a Champions League knockout game. Moreover, he scored the winner against Juve and led Ajax to the semi-finals. Looks like giving him the armband was the right choice.
It says a lot that he was captain at the age of 19, but we believe, you know, age, so we always said age is just a number. And when you're good enough, you have to play. And I think also the way he was moving here on the pitch, but also here in the building, he created also the winning mentality.
All of this put him on the radar of some of Europe's biggest teams. He was linked with high-profile clubs across the continent.
Ajax became champion. They won the game against the Graafschap away. They went away for a celebration in Spain. But the night they were leaving, in the afternoon, Matthijs was still here. And I met him here in the hall and I asked him, why are you still here? Why are you not celebrating with the team? And he said, no, I've got a dream. Still, we have to perform at the Nations League. And I want to make a transfer from Ajax to one of the biggest teams in Europe. And that was also the summer that he left Ajax and make a big transfer to Juventus.
Some days are unforgettable, and July 18th, 2019 was definitely one of those days for De Ligt. He signed for Juventus after they dished out an €85 million transfer fee. He'd be squaring off against Cristiano Ronaldo in training and learning from some of Italy's best defenders.
It's not easy, you know, when you're young and you make the move abroad. You have to deal with the situation of COVID-19. But I think, you know, because Juventus is a different way of playing that he was used to here at Ajax. And with Chiellini, with those defenders around you, it is the best, you know, like a mentor next to you to become a better player.
But the Dutchman's time in Turin was challenging. He suffered a shoulder injury and had to cope with the pandemic, some of his first setbacks in his career. Despite a decent haul of trophies, he moved on after 3 seasons.
Juventus before and Juventus right now, they're struggling a little bit. They sold Matthijs to Bayern, but I'm 100% sure that the way Bayern is playing, that it fits him.
Bayern saw an opportunity, and De Ligt thought this could be a better fit.
I really like the way of playing, the way I think they see football also, like an offensive way and hard training. And these are values that I really, really like. So for me, when Bayern came, it was not really difficult to think about it. So I said already like, okay, I want to go to Bayern and hopefully Juventus and Bayern can make an agreement.
Er wollte auch schon immer zum FC Bayern München. Für ihn gab es auch keinen anderen Club. Und wir alle kennen auch natürlich seine Stärken. Er ist noch ein sehr junger Spieler, trotzdem schon sehr, sehr weit. Im defensiven Zentrum zweikampfstark, kopfballstark, sehr, sehr robust und vor allem auch einer, der gerne die Truppe zusammenhält und der gerne führt.
Yeah, I think the German mentality, if I speak to a lot of people around me, they always say that you're Dutch, but you're also a little bit German. So this was also like, for me, really important step, I think. And I think the club fit me really well.
But it was a crazy start at Bayern.
It was like a roller coaster. Obviously, I went to Munich to do the medical check, to do the signing. Then immediately, straight away, went to Washington. And the day after played the game, scored a goal, went off completely destroyed and tired. So, yeah, you could say that the first 2 days in the Bayern Munich team was quite different, let's say it this way.
Despite that, he's fit in well at Munich, which matches his approach to football.
it's different. Let's say this way. In Italy, I think in Italy the trainings are longer but less intense, and here it's more like shorter, but like every second is like pushing, you know. And this is something I really like, and I feel I feel it really benefits me. And yeah, I'm happy to have this kind of training again.
Plenty of Dutch stars wrote history for Bayern Munich. But for De Ligt, Arjen Robben takes the cake.
Yeah, he was a big example. He was a big example. And I think that's also the way they want to be here like in Bayern Munich. Like, you know, work hard, to give 150% every time, and then the results will come. And I think I can say that I agree with that opinion.
Bayern expect him to contribute defensively as well as in attack, so he'll have to be at his best.
Just happy that I could help the team, not only with defending, but today also with attacking and shooting.
With his open personality and flexibility, even at a young age, De Ligt still has a lot to offer his team.
His passing, but also willing to die for the jersey, giving everything. If you have a player who's got almost the total package, then I'm thinking about Matthijs De Ligt, those players who are growing up from the academy.
De Ligt hasn't just broken records at club level. He's the youngest player to represent the Netherlands since 1931. He's also chipped into the attack for the national side, scoring against England in the Nations League semi-finals and Germany in a European qualifier. Still, the 2022 World Cup was another humbling moment. He didn't make many appearances for Louis van Gaal's side, but he took it in his stride.
He played the first game, and for himself he did feel, well, it's not feeling right. Then he said, and that is very impressive for a player to say that, maybe it is better to play Jurgen Timber, you know, on his place. So that is what Mr. Van Gaal did. But that is also Matthijs. He's very honest, also for the players, but also for himself.
He's also honest about sharing credit for his development, especially with two coaches from early in his career.
First of all, Peter Bosz, who let me make my debut in Ajax in the first team. Yeah, it's not that normal for a coach to just say, okay, I see a 16-year-old boy in the youth academy, centre back even, and I just put him in the first team. So I'm still really grateful for the confidence and the opportunity he gave me. And then I think Erik ten Hag, who is now the coach of United, made me become captain and gave me more responsibility. And yeah, I think that also shaped a lot my career, how he helped me in that way to become more like a leader. And yeah, I think these two trainers are until now the biggest influence in my professional career.
This is Matthijs De Ligt's story, and it doesn't end here. Where does he rank amongst the world's best young centre-backs?